Ambazonian, special loyalty. Praise to our Savior who granted us the freedom. Our legends to the hero, for God alone we gather. Glory to glory, we rise and never to fall. Here in a nation, flowing with earth and holy. Glory, glory, glory to the Father, for making you a nation, a joy forevermore. Ambazonia, land of freedom, you shall live plenty meet in our need, and your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God being the watchman of this nation. Ambazonia, land of freedom, you shall live in plenty, meeting our need, and your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God being the watchman of this nation.
Revolutionary greetings, my fellow Ambazonians, my fellow travelers on this road to liberation, to freedom, to our captives in the hands of the brutal regime in Yaoundé. Those who carry our flags in their dungeons, in our land, in La République du Cameroon, and in their concentration camp, that is Kondengi, Wuna Place Day. We fight to bring you home. To our people spread around the world in refugee camps and displaced internally, Wuna Place Day. The boys who have fallen this past month on the battlefield are giving their lives up so that you will return home. To our fellow nationalists scattered around the four corners of the world, Wuna Place Day. To our leader in jail, the unbowed, unbroken firebrand of Ambazonia, a true son of Africa, a man who from young age to middle age has stood firm for the rights of man, an African son, an Ambazonian son, who fought from Victoria to Bali, from Jakiri to Douala, Yaoundé to Iselon to Dortmund to Bochum to Oslo England, Bamenda. My brother, you carry the flag in the dungeons in Europe. Your place day. Your place day. And to our soldiers, the heroes of the hour, the people who day in, day out send a clear message to the world that it's a free land, that Ambazonia will be free, that the sons and daughters of Ambazonia are not cowards, that we will not go silently into the night, that we will roar like the lions of Ndonga Mantum, like the Kuvas of Fako, that we will roar like the Quifons of Sode Obasanjos. You, our frontline soldiers who stand between darkness and light, between a brutalized people and the lions who come to eat them. To our soldiers who na place them day, my fellow Ambazonians, on this 10th day of May, the year of our Lord 2025, we, the Ambazonian people, still stand strong. The state of our revolution is strong. The state of our diplomacy is strong. The leadership of your revolution is unbroken. The support for our eventual victory must follow suit. We are the never again generation. We are those who decided that the idea of an Ambazonia without its indigenous people is an idea we would die, all of us, to prevent. That history will not recognize the Ambazonian people as part of the group that has been wiped out. We are the never again generation, and we must demonstrate that. It is easy, very, very easy, to turn internal, to look internal, and to think internal. But if you do that, what type of life is that? How empty, how barren will our life be if all we can think of is me, what affects me? How is this going to affect me? Our nation, the Ambazonian people, has taken itself into the ranks of the people, of other people who think about others, who think about their neighbors, who think about their sisters, their brothers, their cousins. We say we are the never again generation. The never again generation is not a selfish generation. It is a generation of sacrifice, a generation that endures, a generation that walks into the fire. My fellow Ambazonians, we face a very brutal enemy. We know that enemy. It is not an enemy that is unknown. It's not an unknown quantity. And we have demonstrated that we can match them. We have demonstrated that we can beat them. At this 11th hour, we cannot falter. We cannot doubt ourselves because the enemy is on its last leg. In the short few moments, I'll be going into a defense briefing to tell you about the state of the revolution. But my fellow Ambazonians, let me just take these few minutes to tell you about the state of the enemy that we are fighting. Because as we gather strength from our recent victories on the battlefield, from Momo to Fako, from Jakiri to Bamenda, it is important to also understand this bigger picture. La République du Cameroon is rotting from the inside out. They want you to believe that they are strong, still a stable country, still able to crush us. But my fellow Ambazonian, that is a lie. It is a dying regime. Any roar that comes from them is the roar of a dying regime. Their economy is broken. They have lost the confidence of all the financial institutions. Nobody is lending to them. Their credit is worthless. It is shit. They are reduced to gimmicks and desperation, trying to raise money through illegal schemes and backdoor deals just to fund their genocidal campaign in Ambazonia. They use things like brasseries du Cameroon. They use gimmicks like creating what they call concours or entrance exam and bilk their people thousands of dollars. Entry school, entry into farmer school, entry into agriculture school, entry into physical education school, everything, entry into that, and bilking their people just to fund a lost war in Ambazonia. They now beg like paupers, my fellow citizens. Their client state, France, is almost running. You know, first of all, the French are a very selfish and parasitic people. They will not earn their hard-earned dollars that they have exploited from their African colonial farm to prop them up. That's why they create these gimmicks for them to fund the struggle. We know of the support, the Mirage planes that the French gave them. Things that fly. I don't need a great RPG to bring them down. That's why La République fly those things high in the air. Because that's what their client state, France, gives them. This is not a strong country. It is a rotting corpse of corruption and decay, pretending to be alive. So let us be honest here. Paul Biya is no longer alive in mind or leadership. What they present is a political corpse propped up to maintain the illusion of order. Behind this decaying figure is a cabal of desperate elites clinging to stolen power, terrified of what happens when the truth breaks through and their nation crumbles. They rule through fear and fraud. They have no legitimacy in their own land. There is mutiny within their army. Soldiers are unpaid, demoralized, and defecting. In the north, Boko Haram ravages them, ravages their villages. Their military outposts run in front of them because all of it has been deployed to Ambazonia in their genocidal campaign. In the south, their forces are in terror of your Ambazonian defense forces, who strike with growing precision. Their country is on the edge of collapse. They are a few steps away from becoming another Syria. They are fighting on all fronts, bleeding resources, losing control. And my fellow Ambazonians, they are this close to turning on each other in open. What is now happening behind the curtains? We are a people. We, the people of Ambazonia, we are a people who stand on the right side of history, backed by the truth of our identity and the justness of our cause. We don't beg. We do not, because we do not need to beg. We don't pretend, because we do not need to pretend. We don't need to prop up corpses to lead us, because we have leaders. We have brave soldiers, committed leadership, and a people who have endured too much to ever go back. My fellow Ambazonians, the enemy is dying. We are being reborn. That is the message that we take into this their fallacy that they call 20th May. Our enemy is dying. We are being reborn. So we cannot falter, Ambazonians. You cannot grow tired at this hour, because your forces are not growing tired. The state of your revolution is strong. And if you don't believe me, believe the actions of your forces. Believe their actions. Because I come to you today not with empty words, but with the blood and truth of a people who have refused to die quietly. The past month gone by has been a storm, a firestorm of our resistance. From Donga Mantung to Boyo, from Bui to Jakiri, from Babinda to Tamru, Ambazonia is rising. We are not just holding ground. We are advancing. We are striking. We are shattering the enemy's illusion of dominance. And we are doing so with the discipline, courage, and clarity of a people who know the righteousness of their own cause. Between March 6 and 10, our forces demonstrated tactical brilliance on the field in Donga Mandung. In Bot and Com, our Wat unit and wind damage unit of the Ndonga Mandung Ambazonian Defense Forces conducted perfect ambushes, hitting enemy patrols with precision and returning to their bases unscathed. Days later, in a bold daylight strike near the council building in Du, our fighters executed a surgical ambush on the enemy base and carefully gathered intelligence. Despite the enemy hiding behind their uniforms and armored lines, the bullets of Ambazonia found their marks. Our fighters returned once more unharmed. My fellow Ambazonians, this is not luck. It is training, it is discipline, it is the fire of liberation burning bright. So let it be known, Ambazonia is ungovernable for La République du Cameroon. No matter how they disguise their occupation, our resolve cuts through their description. Our resolve cuts through their deception like a knife going through butter. I think by now we all are aware of the justice delivered and Gabu, where a massive joint operation resulted in the capture and complete destruction of the enemy outpost there. The outpost that was planted to celebrate their massacre, their genocide that they visited on the people of Gabu, where women, children, old men, young were massacred in the early dawn of a brilliant Ambazonian morning that they turned into a nightmare. That action holds profound symbol for us as a people, for our forces, and for the strategic significance of our liberation struggle. In Boyo, weeks ago, the battlefield is still remembered and celebrated today. In a coordinated strike, at least 4 known rapists and butchers in La République du Cameroon's uniforms were sent to the judgment day so long escaped. Weapons were seized, enemy lines shaken. Our fighters, as the report return, remain uninjured. My fellow Ambazonians, these are liberation fighters who don't fight with vengeance. They fight for justice. They fight for the women of Ngabu, for the children of Kwakwa, for every mother who buried a son, and every family burned alive. And in Boyo, we showed the world that we are not finished. We are just beginning this fight for justice. In Bamenda, after the enemy was humiliated from Kwen to Council Junction, Pharmacy Junction, Hospital Roundabout, the terrorists massacred our people and threw their body on the streets, saying that they are fighters that have been killed. I asked the world then to condemn this action, and I still ask them to condemn it. The terrorist regime in Oslo that is terrorizing Ambazonia has failed to condemn these actions while parading that they have a leader on such actions in jail. Are the cripples investigating these killings? Are they signing arrest warrants for the La République du Cameroon terrorists? They look at Ambazonians as a people who do not have the rights of human beings. Our forces on the ground are disabusing them of that idea. Those people that the regime's propaganda machine called ADF fighters reeks of desperation on the part of the regime, the junta in Yaoundé. But as I am explaining and exposing this today, we will not allow the truth to be buried with those bodies. And we vow, and vow very violently, these massacres of our innocent people will not go unanswered. Let this be clear in Yaoundé and the European capitals who cover and back them. The massacre of innocent Ambazonians are not going to go unanswered. If it comes to it, we will fight fire with fire. A word to the wise is enough. On April 30th, our Bui Brigade carried a daring joint operation at Tamro, striking deep behind enemy lines. Enemy combatants were killed, the illegal outposts overrun, and materials destined for genocide and extortion of our people were seized by our forces. These locations were built to trap, torture, and kill our people. But the hunters became the hunted. Ambazonians fought back. And when we do not miss. The month of May opened in Jakiri as our forces demonstrated that we are masters of our land. We are the authors of our own destiny. In a bold action, our forces marched into town, cleared out enemy checkpoints, dismantled torture centers, and took control over the territory. So devastating was our entry that La République du Cameroon forces had to evacuate, but through helicopter gunships, carrying their dead and wounded, as their forces on the ground run into the hills and the bushes. Our forces demonstrated the spirit of a free people, marching up and down, reassuring the people in their homes as they jubilate, clap, and celebrate seeing their sons and daughters march on Ambazonia. It was a beautiful day in Jakiri, a beautiful day for our liberation, a glorious, glorious day for your Ambazonian Defense Forces. It made us proud. It made the hearts of nationalists beat with renewed vigor. And I received the thanks of not one, not two, of tens of Ambazonians who cried with pride that we are not dead, that we are not defeated, that we are rising. And I want every Ambazonian to have that feeling, to hold tight to that, because the journey is not at an end. We are still going to go through mountains and valleys, but our destination is assured. Our victory is not in debate. Our forces have demonstrated that at Tamru, at Gabu, in Jakiri, in Boyo, in Bamenda. My fellow Ambazonians, we saw their tears. We heard their cries. In the southern zone. As your defense chairman, what can I say? We struck them in Momo. We hit them in Bali. But I think when you heard the cry of the genocidaires, as they mourn at the side of the streets in our land, as their trucks were dismantled by our commando units in the southern zone of our land, that was almost the cherry on the cake on a month of solid action that sends a deafening message to the halls of La République and to the world. Operation Burning Palm in Fako, in a meticulously planned ambush, a Southern Zone Commando unit delivered one of the most devastating blows to enemy forces in recent weeks. For weeks, our units tracked these enemy forces belonging to the genocidal occupation forces. Vehicles that have been moving supplies and troops up and down our territory, operating with arrogance and impunity, believing themselves untouchable. But our intelligence team had been tracking these units for a while. We had missed them on 2 occasions. 2. That was missed. And when the information reached my decks, it was just rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. Our intelligence unit, although we missed them, I want to commend the exercise of discipline that the commando units still maintain, and our intelligence unit, that the information did not go out and that they remain on task, waiting, watching, planning. And when the moment came, my fellow Ambazonians, it was like lightning struck, and you all bore witness to it. These were the same vehicles and soldiers that once strutted their stuff through Fako and Meme, parading through our streets, manning catch and kill checkpoints, and mocking the revolution. Their fearless occupation has ended. They have run into their rat holes. But my fellow La République du Cameroonians, genocides, the sons of Ambazonians are waiting for you. Every street corner might be your end. Every point might be that one checkpoint. For you, the only escape is to sling back across the Mongo. Sling back across the Mongo and you will be safe. So my fellow Ambazonians, in a couple of weeks' time, in under 10 days, La République du Cameroon will want to demonstrate that all of what I have told you is a lie. Their enabler friends, the 10 coats within us, will try to bribe, will try to use the Ambazonians as props, as human shields, to go out and prop the cops in Yaoundé as a legitimate owner of Ambazonia through what they call their National Day, 20th May. Let me be honest. Everything that they will prop up is a lie, because our forces have given the lie to them over these months of action. But more importantly, Monday the 19th is our normal ghost town, our normal country Sunday. On the 20th of May is a lockdown. Therefore, my fellow Ambazonian people, the 19th and 20th of May are lockdown days. Don't dare go out. Not for all the monies that the Ngala Gerrats gave you to put you in harm's way. Not for all the coercion that the CPDM and La République du Cameroon party bosses, the funds and the chiefs, enablers, those who prop up this genocide and crimes against humanity in our land. Not for all their coercion or money or promises of money or intimidation that they do. Should anyone dare put themselves in harm's way by getting out on those lockdown days? It is our obligation, and I ask this of every Ambazonian, to send this message out so that no Ambazonian is unaware and go out and something happens to them. everyone stay at home, because there are going to be operations since the terrorist occupiers will be deploying. We are at war. There are no celebrations. There are no march pasts. There are no civilian gatherings in war zones. We are at war. So the 19th and the 20th are lockdown days. Do not dare put yourself in danger. My fellow Ambazonians, I began my presentation by demonstrating to you the state of our enemy. They are propping up a corpse to maintain a semblance of a stable state. We have fought them and crippled them. The march of our forces in Fako and Jakiri have demonstrated to you that we are masters of our own land. We cannot falter at this time. Our liberation tax is the lifeblood to end this struggle. And so as we come to half a year of 2025, let no one be out there who have not sent in their liberation tax. Let no Ambazonian be out there who have not done more and put more on the line for our forces. Because from Mezam to Momo, from the hilltops of Bui to the valleys of Nongamanto, the guns of Ambazonia have spoken loudly, and the message they are sending is that they cannot and will not be silenced. But make no mistake, this revolution is not won with bullets alone. It is won with blood, with sacrifice, with your support, your financial backing, your unwavering solidarity, and your tireless commitment are the lifelines of this revolution. Every resource you provide goes to strengthening our brave men and women at the front lines. Now is not the time for complacency. It's not the time for complacency. This is the hour of renewed vigor, renewed commitment, my fellow Ambazonians, renewed sacrifice. Let every Ambazonian at home and abroad rise once again in unity, determined to bring this struggle to its victorious conclusion. The freedom we seek demands sacrifice. It demands resilience. And my fellow Ambazonians, unity of purpose. Together, our victory is not just possible, it is inevitable. Inevitable. And so I have one message to our people in the diaspora. We need you. Not tomorrow. We need you now. Right now. To our mothers and fathers at home. Keep resisting. Keep hope alive. We are on our way. To the international community. Every delay in justice is complicity in genocide. That's all I'm going to say to you. The international community. Every delay in justice is complicity in genocide. We are not fighting to exist under La République du Cameroon. We are fighting to end its occupation. And as long as there is breath in us, we will never stop. Our mantra, give us liberty or give us death, because Ambazonia shall be free. Our victory, we know, is certain. And so, my fellow Ambazonians, long live our defense forces, our liberation fighters, and long live a free and independent Ambazonia. All Money Plays Day.
Glory, we the Ambazonians, special loyalty, presence of our Savior who granted us our freedom. Our legends to the heroes who fought along we gather. Glory to glory, we rise and never to fall. Here in a nation, flowing with and holy. Glory, glory, glory to the Father for making you a nation, a joy forevermore. Ambazonia, land of freedom, you shall live in plenty in our need, and your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God be the watchman of this nation. Ambazonia, land of freedom, you shall live in plenty in our need, and your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God be the watchman of this nation.